Baby locked in a car. Michu Matsumoto is charged with endangering the welfare of a child. Someone saw him leave a 1-year-old baby sitting inside a locked car at Eastview Mall and called police. Police say Matsumoto admitted to leaving the baby in the car alone for about 20 minutes. Heavy fog may have played a role in a deadly accident in Genesee County. A Holly man was killed when his Blazer collided head-on with a pickup truck. It happened this morning on Lewiston Road in the town of Alabama. Police say the driver of the pickup tried to pass a big rig truck traveling in front of him and ended up slamming into the Blazer.
Drivers continue to pay more at the pump, but it's not only taking a toll on your wallet. Gas stations are also being hit hard by thieves. Reporter Melanie Barnes is here to explain. Melanie.
Christine, Delta Sonic is upgrading its security system to keep a closer eye on people at the pump. They're not only being watched by store management, but at company headquarters in Buffalo.
It can get pretty busy at the Delta Sonic on Westridge Road. You may think no one will notice if you don't pay for what you pumped. Guess again, Big Brother is watching.
We decided to get a little more proactive with it, and we've kind of upgraded our systems currently. We've made a large investment in a digital video system, taking our average camera count per location from about 10 to about 32.
You're looking at surveillance video being sent back live to Buffalo. It randomly records, capturing lights and the people buying gas. Delta Sonic is being very blatant about their new security system. They want you to know that you're being watched. Even though you won't see most of their 32 cameras, they are recording every transaction.
Every time one of our cashiers reports that there's been a runoff incident at one of our locations, we take the time and we actually go back and track the actual time of the transaction against our computer sale with the video record that we have constantly rolling on our gas islands.
Each Delta Sonic location got a $40,000 equipment upgrade. Sounds expensive, but drive-offs cost the company $250,000 last year. They couldn't afford not to do something, and they're going after the thieves to pay up.
We used to just send people a letter. We would run the plate through the DMV and send them a letter of collections. What we now do, actually, we are looking at doing civil prosecutions.
And stealing gas is a misdemeanor. If convicted, you could get a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail. Christine?
All right, thanks, Melanie. A new training center for people who work with troubled kids opened in Rochester today. The Cayuga Home for Children opened its certified functional family therapy training site. Therapists from all over the eastern U.S. will come here to work hands-on with families of at-risk children. The only other training site is in Las Vegas. The Department of Social Services says this new program will save the county money.
The youngsters and their families who are served by this program are kids who, without the program intervention which is provided in the community, would almost certainly be heading toward a residential placement at a place like Hillside or St. Joseph or Cayuga Home for Children. Those placements cost upwards of $80,000 a year.
Ross says the program has a long-term savings to taxpayers of $8 for every dollar invested in functional family therapy.
Okay, and from driving to walking, some college students are walking the state to protest the governor's proposed college tuition hikes. Their no tuition hike walk brought them to SUNY Brockport Metro Center in downtown Rochester today on a 561-mile journey against George Pataki's proposal hike. The cuts in college financial aid, and they say it will all force many students to either delay their education or not be able to afford it at all.
We have all this money for weapons, we have all this money for tax subsidies for big corporations, but we don't have money for our children's future. I mean, that is ridiculous, and that is a fundamental contradiction to what we are being told, to what is at the essence of democracy.
The no tuition hike went from Rochester to Farmington today. It will continue all the way to the Capitol in Albany.
After graduating college, finding a job can be difficult in today's economy, but a local company says it can help. Rochester Works held an open house today for Monroe County legislators and others to let them know about the resources we have in our community.
Rochester's a large community, so I think we play a vital role in connecting programs and people and businesses. And just giving that support.
Rochester Works helps people find jobs and helps them get access to money for training. It also helps companies find employees.
The space that used to be home to home runs is about to take a swing at being a key player in the auto industry. A manufacturer from Taiwan has set up shop in Rochester, and it could bring with it a boost a dying neighborhood so desperately needs. Stephanie Simo reports.
This is the sound of more to come.
For automobile component parts, U.S. is still the major market in the world.
Taiwanese manufacturers McAuto Industrial sealed the deal to open shop in Rochester. Mayor Johnson says with an increasingly depressed economy, it's a step in the right direction.
Something like Kodak taking jobs the other way, I think it is the right trend.
McAuto has already begun making these air conditioning filters. Right now, their sole client, Delphi Automotive, will be using them exclusively in GM cars. McAuto Chairman Paul Lynn is hopeful other products like these sunscreens will be manufactured here.
We're aggressively going after the automobile makers like GM and Ford to introduce these products for them. So this is for the rear view.
Ever since Silver Stadium was demolished about 5 years ago, the 14621 Neighborhood Association has been aggressively involved in redeveloping this area. They say with McAuto ready to be in full production by the end of the year, it's the winning team they were waiting for.
It's 22 jobs we didn't have before. And it's not, they didn't move into here and leave some other place vacant. This is a whole new industry coming into the Rochester area.
While Rochester's McAuto's first U.S.-based plant, Mayor Johnson is already working on plans to bring more overseas companies to Rochester.
They need places to locate. They need to be closer to their customers. And that is something that we're going to send people over there to begin to have discussions about.
Stephanie Simo, the 10 o'clock news.
McAuto has signed a 7-year, multi-million-dollar deal to produce parts for Delphi Automotive.
Weeks after the shuttle disaster, a video of the moments before is released.
Up next, a look inside Columbia just minutes before the fatal accident.
And while the UN bickers, America's war machine is ready to go.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Metro Mattress.
Metro Mattress will sell more mattresses during our annual mattress marathon than the competition sells in a month. And we'll do it with the guaranteed lowest prices on upstate New York's best selection. Twin sets start at just $59 each piece. Save $200 on your choice of Queen Extra Firm or Pillow Top set from King Coil. Save over 20% on Sealy Posturepedic and Simmons Beauty Rest. And save big on floor samples, clearance sets, and more. Plus get 0% financing for a year. Only at
Metro Mattress, the sleep superstar. Metro Mattress, the sleep superstar.
George finds the perfect spot for an office nap.
Under the desk.
Sounds like a really cool fort.
Tonight at 11 on Fox Rochester.
Wouldn't a pizza be great right now? One with a stuffed crust, 100% cheddar added to the outer crust, and toasted to a golden cheddar crunch. That's not just any pizza. It's the new Stuffed Crust Gold from Pizza Hut. And yes, it would be great right now. Fox Rochester wants to give you and your friends a pizza party featuring the new Stuffed Crust Gold from Pizza Hut. Visit foxrochester.com. Sign up and you might be chowing down soon. Yeah. February is Black History Month, and Fox Rochester is celebrating our region and those who have shaped and continue to positively impact our community.
Today, we're honoring William J. Knox Jr. He was the founding member and the first president of the Urban League of Rochester. He worked for 25 years at Eastman Kodak, and in that time, he had 22 patents registered in his name throughout his Kodak career.
Fox Rochester is proud to honor our distinguished African-American community members. Sponsored by Eastman Kodak.
She's a living machine only he can see.
We can go somewhere together.
Leave Voyager? She has powers
Life support failure.
only he knows.
You belong with me.
But what no one knows is how to escape her on the next Star Trek Voyager.
Tonight at midnight on Fox Rochester.
Now, live from Fox Rochester, the 10 o'clock news.
An onboard videotape of the doomed Space Shuttle Columbia shows an eerie contrast to what eventually happened.
Yeah, the digital tape was found in the shuttle wreckage in Texas and released by NASA today. It shows 4 of the 7 astronauts enjoying the flight home, unaware of the impending catastrophe. Sean Caleb's reports.
any other mission at any other point in time during the shuttle's 20-year history, and these are the kind of pictures that would be relegated to the file bin or perhaps used later in training. But this is historic. The last images of the Columbia astronauts alive. This tape starts around 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time and ends 13 minutes later. A little more than 10 minutes after that, Columbia broke up high over Texas.
Make sure you check your suit pressure integrity, too.
The tape isn't spectacular. Commander Rick Husband and pilot Willie McCool are up front. Kalpana Chawla and Laura Clark are also on the flight deck. Below, unseen, Michael Anderson, David Brown, and Elon Ramon. The crew talks about the jets firing at times and also notices the buildup of plasma or superheated air.
This is amazing. It's really getting really bright out there. Yep. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be outside now.
The space agency says it's clear that no one on board had any inkling something was about to go horribly wrong. NASA says this tape is what a normal nighttime re-entry looks like. The scorched tape was found in Texas. It ends like this. NASA says in all, about 250 videotapes were shot during the mission. So far, this is the only one recovered with any recorded video. I'm Sean Caleb's reporting.
Well, it certainly is eerie to see. As far as the investigation into that shuttle disaster, the tape has no value to investigators. Family members viewed the tape before it was released to the public.
Another person injured in that nightclub fire in Rhode Island has died. She died today at the hospital, bringing the death toll back up to 97. Yesterday, it was dropped to 96 after the medical examiner finished examining all the remains. Meanwhile, there's new information on the fire. An insulation dealer says the club's owners bought cheap, flammable packing foam for soundproofing instead of the more expensive fire-resistant foam. Investigators believe pyrotechnics used by the band Great White ignited the foam, sparking the deadly blaze. In Texas, a memorial was held for those who died after the raid on the Branch Davidian complex in Waco. It was exactly 10 years ago today when federal agents tried to arrest sect leader David Koresh. The failed raid left 4 ATF agents dead and led to a 7-week standoff that ended in the fiery death of 80 Branch Davidians. Today's memorial service was held at a chapel built on the burned remains of the compound.
The building that houses New York's highest court was evacuated after suspicious white powder was discovered today. It was found in an envelope at the State Court of Appeals in downtown Albany. 120 people, mainly construction workers, renovating the courthouse were evacuated. A few were taken to the hospital for examination. The court is not in session this week or next. The substance is being examined. A new era in Homeland Security begins tomorrow. That's when 22 agencies made up of some 175,000 federal employees will form the Department of Homeland Security. The president says the new department will provide a united defense for the U.S., warning that terrorists could strike any day.
Oceans no longer protect America from the dangers of this world. We're protected by daily vigilance at home. And we will be protected by resolute and decisive action against threats abroad. We're tracking down terrorists who hate America, one by one. We're on the hunt. We got them on the run. And it's a matter of time before they learn the meaning of American justice.
The president says he insists that the federal government is determined to do everything possible to defeat terrorism.
The noose is tightening around Saddam Hussein as the U.S. continues to prepare for a possible war. But preparations are also being made in Iraq. Jamie McIntyre reports.
Whether or not the Turkish parliament allows 62,000 U.S. troops into Turkey when it votes Saturday, the Pentagon says it's ready to execute the war plan.
We will have U.S. forces in northern Iraq, one way or the other.
With more than 200,000 U.S. troops in the region, the U.S. says it's ready to strike at any time. But if it waits to position troops in Turkey, that will still take several more weeks. As for how many U.S. troops stay in Iraq, the Pentagon continues to downplay the estimate of several 100,000 offered by the Army Chief of Staff in congressional testimony this week.
The notion of hundreds of thousands of American troops is way off the mark.
Privately, Pentagon officials were fuming that General Eric Shinseki's comments fueled criticism the Pentagon was understating what it would take to occupy post-war Iraq. But publicly, Defense Secretary Rumsfeld insisted it was an honest difference of opinion.
Well, first of all, people are entitled to their own opinions.
Is General Shinseki in any trouble? You're his boss.
No, come on. Absolutely not. No. What are you trying to do, stir up trouble?
General Shinseki is a short-timer due to retire this summer. His aides insist the general sticks by his estimate, and independent analysts say the number may depend on when and how you count the troops, which will peak right after the war and then gradually be drawn down.
In that sense, it's possible that Rumsfeld and Shinseki are both right, that Shinseki will be right for the first year, and that Rumsfeld will be right for years 2, 3, and thereafter.
And the Pentagon has released its draft criminal code for trying non-U.S. terrorist suspects before military commissions. President Bush has yet to designate anyone to face a military trial, but the Pentagon also says the commissions could be used to bring Iraqi war criminals to justice. Jamie McIntyre, CNN, The Pentagon.
Well, 2004 is getting closer, and the presidential hopefuls are lining up.
Will their health make a difference in their success? How healthy do you have to be to become president? It's coming up in our second half hour.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Doyle's Chevrolet Subaru.
At Doyle Chevrolet, this time of the year is known as the off-season. And as you know, anytime you buy off-season, the savings can be spectacular. Right now, Doyle Chevrolet has terrific low financing packages, like 0% for up to 60 months on selected models and rebates as high as $4,000. Our inventory's at an all-time high with our lot chock full of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We've got them, so come and get them. But you need to act now while the off-season savings are still spectacular. Remember, price and service are why we sell. Doyle Chevrolet, Ridge Road, Webster.
We're talking with Bob Barefoot, author of Death by Diet and the Calcium Factor. Is everyone calcium deficient?
By the time the average American's 35, he has more calcium going out of his body and into the body, and that's when it starts. By the time he's 60, about 98% are totally calcium deficient. The real key with calcium is it does not want to absorb in the human body. But you know, there is a substance out there where you get 100% absorption. And America hasn't heard about coral calcium. You just can't believe the miracle of calcium because you're a calcium critter. You're more calcium in your body than all the other minerals put together.
What is a good form of calcium?
We say, do what the Okinawans are doing. They're getting 100%, and we see with just 3 little capsules a day, absolutely miraculous.
You think that's one of the
results.
best forms of calcium to consume?
It's the best absorbable. You not only get the calcium, magnesium, and 70 other trace metals, you get marine microbes. Coral calcium will become the nutrient of the 21st century, I guarantee you.
Call the number on that screen. This is important for your health.
Fox Sunday, it's a juicy night of dirt and deception. First, a neighborhood scandal hits an all-new King of the Hill. Then, Hollywood's sexiest star is looking for love, and you won't believe who falls for her. Marissa Tomei guest stars on an all-new Simpsons. And can Reese be scared straight?
You might want to have someone smuggling some mouthwash in a cake.
Find out on an all-new Malcolm.
Sunday starting at 7 on Fox Rochester.
Now, from Fox Rochester, the exclusive 7-day Futurecast.
The final day of February was like many others this month, colder than it should have been. We topped out at 33 degrees, 37 is normal there. 20 the early morning low, at least that one was right on target, and we did pick up just 1/10 of an inch of snow. Partly cloudy conditions now at the airport, 25 degrees the air temperature. Northeasterly winds coming in at 7 miles per hour, making it feel like it's down in the upper teens. And the humidity up there at 88%, pretty high. And we're looking at some dense fog possibly developing overnight tonight in the valleys and any low-lying region. Doesn't look to be very widespread, but again, look out for some reduced visibilities. Overnight air temperatures 22 in Rochester, 20 in Caledonia. Light and variable winds will persist as we head through the day tomorrow. We're going to have clouds in the morning, and I think by Saturday afternoon we're going to have some snow showers back here. But temperatures look pretty decent. We'll improve by 4, 5, 6 degrees from where we were today. 38 in the city, 36 eastward into Palmyra, and we'll be looking for a high right around 35 degrees in Darien. Now, overnight tonight, again, the fog may be a problem. The clouds are definitely going to be thickening, but I think we'll stay snow, rain-free as we work towards early tomorrow morning. You can see a couple of blips here on the radar here and there, even up into Monroe County, but really nothing organized yet. We've had a couple of things going on. Of course, a big East Coast storm system that was affecting the mid-Atlantic states is now pulling offshore.
You can see what's coming at us next. Some clouds here streaming in to southern portions of Canada. We are going to see some snow showers overnight tonight across portions of Ontario and Quebec. And as that cold front progresses across the eastern Great Lakes, yes, we will be looking at an extended period, maybe, of some snow showers. But I have a little bit of good news. This is the 90-day outlook. It's not a forecast. It just takes into account upper-level wind patterns, sea surface temperatures, that kind of thing, and it can give a projection of what might happen. Okay, well, we're going to cling to any hope we have, and this actually fares fairly well for us. You can see the below normal precip band, so this is March, April, and May, all the way from the Great Lakes right on down into portions of the Gulf Coast states. So we'll see what happens, but keep your fingers crossed on that one. 7-day futurecast. Well, there's plenty of snow in this thing. We're calling for snow showers to start tomorrow afternoon, linger through Sunday, and Sunday into Monday, because there's going to be such a dramatic temperature drop-off, could have some problems with lake effect snow. We'll keep you posted on that one. We do moderate Tuesday with highs back in the lower 20s, and then a bit more moderate through the rest of the work week, but a chance of snow each day. Christine, Sherman?
All right, Elizabeth, thanks. Good News Rochester's next.
Coming up tonight, there's plenty to cheer about.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
How much is the Hyundai Elantra with automatic transmission and air conditioning?
Under $13,500.
Shut up. What if I want power windows, locks, and mirrors?
Same price.
Shut up. And front and side airbags?
Same price. Please don't hit me.
The Hyundai Elantra GLS for just $13,024. When you get more than you'd expect, including America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Elantra GLS with 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, talk with Celino and Barnes.
One of the things that I most enjoy about being a lawyer is helping clients in their time of need, fighting to ensure that they receive the compensation they rightfully deserve.
For us, it's about fairness. It's about justice. Although nobody can make up for your loss and suffering, our courtroom successes are proof that we go the extra mile to obtain the largest possible settlement.
Celino and Barnes, 454-2020.
The waiting is over. The International Auto Show is back jam-packed for 2003. A one-stop shopping extravaganza. Wednesday through Sunday. Rochester Riverside Convention Center. Oh, yeah. From minivans to a Lamborghini Diablo. From the Nissan Z to the Super Hummer. SUVs to CUVs. Luxuries. Pickups. 2004 sneak preview. The Ford F-150. Cadillac XLR. Nissan Maxima. Great concepts from Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. Meet celebrities. Visit Motorsports Alley for Racers. The Auto Show. Yeah.
Welcome back, 340 horsepower. Say hello to modern technology. The new Infiniti M45. A muscle car with brains.
All right, I have to preface this by saying our producer, Bill Wandersee, wrote this.
Yeah, he did.
Give me a G.
G!
All right, that's right. It's Good News Rochester.
I kind of pulled that off, didn't I? All right, and there was a lot to cheer about today. Cheerleaders from Pittsburgh Sullivan were busy lending a helping pom-pom to the cheerleaders from the School of the Holy Childhood. The young ladies are getting ready to cheer for the upcoming Special Olympics.
They're just so loving. They're always hugging, always thanking, and it's so wonderful to know that people appreciate you. Hi, thank you. Did you have fun? Yeah. And they're so appreciative, and it was such a good feeling inside.
Those who want to remodel their homes are also cheering tonight. Our next piece of good news takes us to the 19th Annual Home Expo at the Dome Arena. Some 250 exhibitors are set up through Sunday. You'll find everything you need for the inside and outside of the house. Now, some of the money raised goes to charities. The rest goes to the Better Contractors Bureau, which helps prevent contractor scams.
Better Contractors Bureau is an organization that takes complaints, does inspections, and tries to mediate problems, keep the people out of the courtroom, that type of thing.
All right, you can find out more about the Home Expo with our Fox On Site, sponsored by Roadrunner. To get there, start with our website, foxrochester.com, then click the on-site link to Home Expo.
All right. Time to give me a G and an S
Yeah,
over here, right?
I didn't know I had to leave my
There you go.
pom-poms
There you
and
go.
cheerleader
You
skirt
never
at
know
home.
when
You
you
got your
need
own
'em.
cheering squad right here.
Right.
We'll go give me a K, I guess, for the K-Hawks. They are home tonight against the Ottawa Rebel. We go right to the War Memorial. Derek Molosky in the third quarter scores and gives Rochester a 5-4 advantage in the second half. It will be all Rochester in the second stanza. Jeremy Hollenbeck scoops up the loose ball and scores. Before the goal goes off its stanchion, they outscore the Rebel 13-7, winning and improving to 7-3. As for the Sabres, they're on the ice tonight at the Alphabet Soup against the Dallas Stars. Up 1-0 in the first. Miro Chatanda, defenseman Brian Campbell, is 2-0 Buffalo at that point. They blew that 2-0 advantage. It'd be 3-3, 4-3 Sabres. When Jason Bottrill, up from the Amherst, scored his first of the year for the big club, his first goal with Buffalo. 5-3 Sabres, your final. And the Bills, free agent season has begun in the NFL, and they made several key player moves, one of them coming from the expansion Houston Texans. We'll hear who it is, and a big trade involving the Cleveland Browns and the Bills. Well, maybe not big. I don't think it involves Drew Bledsoe or Eric Moles, but somebody that certainly will fill in maybe someone to replace the departed Jay Reimers. Well, we'll tell you who it is coming up on the Extra. Plus an Amerson Syracuse Crunch update as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Yep. Business News is next.
Yes, and a former Red Wing was using it when he died. Now the FDA is sending a warning not to use it.
Life's a little slower out here, but not at breakfast time.
Bus is gonna be here in 10 minutes. Did you do your homework?
Now there's Bob Evans Express.
Where's the other shoe?
That fresh Bob Evans taste, ready in 60 seconds.
You guys, here's the sausage.
My kids love it. With this new Bob Evans Express, we can enjoy a hot breakfast.
We gotta go.
Even on busy days.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
Let's see. President's Week. Washington, Lincoln, leadership, dependability. Uh-oh. Is that snow? Is it ever? So we better extend Toyota President's Week event and the Camry specials a few more days. That means a little more time to dig out and cash in on the $229 a month Camry lease. That'll save you a bundle. $229 a month, 39 months, just $19.70 at signing plus taxes and fees. I cannot tell a lie. It's the lowest Camry lease of the year. Get your snowshoes on and get moving, people. Good news. This event has been extended, but only through Monday.
February is Black History Month, and Fox Rochester is celebrating our region and those who have shaped and continue to positively impact our community.
Today, we honor Frederick Douglass, who published the anti-slavery newspaper, the North Star, here in Rochester. Douglass escaped slavery in his youth and became one of the aggressive journalists in the abolitionist movement.
Fox Rochester is proud to honor our distinguished African-American community members. Sponsored by Planned Parenthood.
Papa's got a brand new bag. Come on. Yeah. And get this crazy seed. Alligator. Come on.
Current Pontiac Smart Lease customers lease a Pontiac Grand Am SE Special Edition for around $199 a month. Call for details. Or buy one for under $16,000 after cash back.
Papa's got a brand new
Visit your Rochester area Pontiac dealer today.
Modest rally for stocks Friday, but the market still ended down on the week.
Stan Case has more in today's Business Brief.
Some early gains in the Dow fell flat on Friday after a lukewarm report to the UN on Iraqi cooperation with inspectors brought war worries back to the fore. Tech stocks rallied on a positive economic report on the gross domestic product. The Dow gained 6 points. The Nasdaq was up 13 points. Yahoo and other internet companies saw big gains in the tech sector. As early as next week, Yahoo will launch a subscription service featuring news, entertainment, and sports information. Shares in the internet portal gained 3% on the day and 14% for the month. Palm, one of the pioneers in handheld computer devices, had mixed news to report. The company introduced its latest handheld gadget and also announced more layoffs. 150 employees were let go this week, completing a 19% reduction in Palm's workforce that began at the start of the quarter. Palm lost 11% on the news. Gap shares tumbled as investors worried the retailer's valuation had peaked. After posting a fourth quarter profit, the retailer elected not to give guidance for the first quarter or the full year. And Gap warned of a February sales shortfall, blaming it on the weather and poor consumer confidence. Gap shares ended the day down 12%. For the Business Brief, I'm Stan Case.
The FDA moves closer to banning the herb ephedra.
Plus, is there a different standard set for how healthy a president should be?
We told you earlier of a numbskull Texas judge who ruled last November that jury deliberations in a murder case could be videotaped for broadcast on PBS television stations. Well, 3 cheers for common sense as the highest court in Texas overturned the judge's order on a 6-3 ruling. In fact, the decision was more lopsided than the vote suggests because no dissenting judge endorsed the idea of videotaping deliberations. 3 judges dissented over procedural issues. Meanwhile, the public television show, Frontline, which sought to videotape the deliberations, has made no decision on whether to continue covering other aspects of the trial. As lowbrow as most reality television shows are, it's a shame that the snooty, taxpayer-funded PBS didn't know where to draw the ethical line. That's the point. Go to newscentral.tv and tell us what you think. I'm Mark Hyman.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Marina Dodge.
It's so big, it's monumental. It's our monumental President's Sale at the all-new Marina Dodge. Like a 2003 Dodge Caravan, just $234 a month, or a 2003 Dodge Dakota, just $174 a month. We got a monumental selection to choose from, all with monumental savings. Plus 0% for 60 months and 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. All this means you get the most monumental savings in the area at Marina Dodge. Now through Monday only, our monumental President's Sale only at the all-new Marina Dodge, 943 Ridge Road in Webster.
Quality summer camp and summer activities for Rochester families. Fox Rochester and Genesee Valley Parent Magazine present the Camp and Summer Activity Fair, Sunday, 11 to 6 at Eastview Mall. February is Black History Month, and Fox Rochester is celebrating our region and those who have shaped and continue to positively impact our community.
Roland Williams, while at East High, he was honored as a Defensive Player of the Year and served as captain of the football team in his senior year. His free camp that he started here combines education and sports training and a much-needed positive outlook.
Fox Rochester is proud to honor our distinguished African-American community members. Sponsored by Charter One Bank.
Do cable TV prices make you cry? Get DirecTV from the Dish Store. Enjoy better TV and more value for just $31.99 per month. Get a 2-room DirecTV system for free. Call the Dish Store, your source for satellite TV.
There's a President's Day celebration at your Honda dealer. Everybody who's anybody is going to be there. The President's Day celebration at your Honda dealer. Now you can lease a 2003 Civic LX Coupe for $159 a month for 48 months.
Seinfeld tonight at 11 on Fox Rochester.
When you see news happening, dial pound 31 on your Verizon wireless phone. Join in. A service brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
All right, if you're taking a supplement containing the popular herb ephedra, the FDA has a warning for you. The administration is calling for warning labels on all supplements with the herb. That taking the supplement can cause heart attacks, stroke, and even death. The FDA is also considering a possible ban on some ephedra products. The ruling comes 2 weeks after former Rochester Red Wing player and Baltimore Oriole star Steve Beckler died. His death has been linked to that supplement.
The medical problems of some presidential hopefuls have at times caused them to slow down their campaigns. Their troubles raise a serious question. Is there a balance between the public's right to know and a candidate's right to medical privacy? Dr. Sanjay Gupta takes a look.
I feel fantastic. Ready to roll. Senator John Kerry looked energetic, even sporty, when he left the hospital after his prostate surgery. Senator Bob Graham reinforced his vitality just before having heart surgery.
Well, I feel very strong and vigorous.
Perhaps, but just how strong and vigorous do you have to be president? For a start, mental and physical stamina is vital. The job requires long meetings, extensive travel, and lots of stairs. If there is an illness, Dr. Gerald Post, a presidential health historian, thinks it's the type of illness that matters most.
Particularly troubling to the political followers are illnesses which seem to affect the judgment, thinking, and decision-making of the leader. So, for example, when President Eisenhower had a heart attack, people understood. When he had a stroke, however, which initially affected his ability to speak clearly and seemed to reflect confusion, this was of much greater distress.
Senator Graham had a more extensive operation than he initially disclosed, raising questions about how forthcoming he and others might be about their health.
One of the most interesting cases occurred with President Grover Cleveland, who, while brushing his teeth one morning, found an erosion on the roof of his mouth, checked it out with his dentist, who became alarmed. This was cancer of the roof of the mouth. At this point, a major cover-up occurred.
And there were others as well. Franklin Roosevelt with polio, Lyndon Johnson with his heart troubles. Kennedy's Camelot was perhaps the most famous. He was sometimes on 8 medications at once, including hormones and antipsychotics. His cholesterol was a staggering 410. But it didn't seem to affect his ability to navigate the Cuban Missile Crisis. He made a bet that he could carry it off effectively, and I think ultimately the most important thing is that he was absolutely right. Today, in part because medical care is more sophisticated and people are living longer, the playing field has changed.
Some illnesses which would have been disqualifying probably as recently as a decade ago now have become much more routinely treated.
And that may be good news for presidents and candidates alike. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.
All right, you have to be healthy to be the president, but you got to be healthier to be a football player.
Yeah, the Bills 8-8 got a little bit healthy, 5-game improvement. Now, as a kid, I always loved playing Duck, Duck, Goose, but today Tom Donahoe was playing Ring Around the Posy. We'll learn who the newest Buffalo Bill is, a solid performer for the Houston Texans last year, coming up on the Friday edition of The Extra.
Good Friday evening. I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Hart. After a leave of absence, the snow is back in the forecast by tomorrow afternoon. We'll see overnight lows in the lower 20s tomorrow afternoon. Not bad temperature-wise. Should push into the mid and upper 30s. But again, by early afternoon, we'll be looking at a chance of just some very light snow. We'll have the rest of your 7-day futurecast coming up later in Night Flight right after sports.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Time Warner Cable.
Looking for quality, award-winning television? It's yours with Time Warner Cable. Cable continues to create more innovative and entertaining shows, winning 10 of 11 television awards at the Golden Globes. If you don't have Time Warner Cable, now is the time to get the very best in television with more than 200 channels of great entertainment. Call now and get digital cable plus 6 channels of HBO at 25% off for 4 months. Call Time Warner Cable today, 1-800-756-7956.
Fox Saturday, when love goes bad, these fugitives went mad.
I knew you would do something.
America's Most Wanted is on the trail of estranged lovers who are still stalking their victims.
Got a gun, he's trying to kill me!
Stop them before they strike again. America's Most Wanted.
Saturday at 9 on Fox Rochester. Quality summer camp and summer activities for Rochester families. Fox Rochester and Genesee Valley Parent Magazine present the Camp and Summer Activity Fair, Sunday, 11 to 6 at Eastview Mall.
The beauty of the suit is that the bottoms match the top. So all you have to do is throw on a shirt and tie, and you're out the door. Get to work earlier, your productivity goes up, you get a bigger bonus, put the kids in better schools, they get better jobs, make tons of money, buy you a home to retire to on an island. No wonder suits are coming back.
Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Fox Rochester, celebrating our region, inviting you to the Greater Rochester International Auto Show, February 26th through March 2nd at the Convention Center. Register at the Fox Rochester Made for Living booth at the main entrance to win a Sirius satellite radio at the Glen NASCAR prize package. We'll also have your free brand new Fox Rochester All in a Day's Drive winter travel guide. Our mascot Freckles will be there on the weekend. Fox Rochester, celebrating our region at the Greater Rochester International Auto Show.
Now, Sports Extra, live with Greg Sage.
Good evening to you. With their annual agonizing loss at Toronto now behind them, the 6-3 Nighthawks itching to begin a new streak tonight against the Ottawa Rebels. To the War Memorial, one-punch knockout as Timmy Burke goes down on Sean Zettel. Wow, I think Roy Jones Jr. will do the same to John Ruiz tomorrow night from Caesars Palace. 5-4 in the third when Derek Molosky fires and scores. Ottawa would tie it back up as Matthew Giles, a bounce shot past Patty O'Toole. We're knotted at 5. The Nighthawks come right back, though. Timmy Sudan, bottom shelf, slides it past Matt Disher at 6'5". Nighthawks, come on, you got to make that stop. Fourth quarter, Disher loses the handle. A loose ball finds Jeremy Hollenbeck on the doorstep. 8-5 at that point. The Nighthawks cruise in the last 10 minutes, winning 13-7. They're now 7-3 winners of 6 of their last 7. Sean Williams, 4 goals. Johnny Grant, 3 goals. Nice job, Nighthawks tonight at home. The NFL's free agent signing period has begun, and Buffalo GM Tom Donahoe didn't waste any time, using the wee hours of the morning to lure linebacker Jeff Posey away from the Houston Texans. The 27-year-old Posey gets a 4-year deal, financials not disclosed. The former all-conference performer at Southern Miss registered 60 tackles and 8 sacks last year. The move solidifies Buffalo at outside linebacker with Eddie Robinson and Keith Newman now possible cap casualties. The Bills are also courting Colts free agent linebacker Mike Peterson, but Donahoe wasn't done. He acquired tight end Mark Campbell from Cleveland for future considerations. Campbell caught 25 passes and 3 touchdowns last year. 2 quality moves from Tom Donahoe today. To hockey, and as Tom Golisano's bid to buy the Sabres is processed by the NHL, Buffalo recalling Jason Bottrill and Radoslav Hetzel prior to tonight's game against the Dallas Stars. To HSBC Arena, and Buffalo came out with a purpose early 5 minutes in. Miro Shatan-Telesh Kodalik. His one-timer is 15th of the year by Ronnie Tugnut, 1-0. Up 3-2 in the second, Buffalo watched as Scott Young tipped one by Martin Biron. We're knotted at 3. Yet the Sabres regain their composure. Kodalik in front to Curtis Brown, his 13th by Tuggers. 4-3 and Amrik call-up. Bottrill caps the scoring. His first goal with Buffalo. 5-3 Sabres, your final. Amherst game night. Doug Huda's game winner overtime gives the Amherst a 3-2 victory over the Crunch. Ryan Miller, 21 saves tonight. College hockey. Fans spelling it out in the corner crew as RIT took on Hobart from Ritter Arena. First period, Hobart gets on the board. Edward Poirier, 1-0 Statesman. RIT finally gets one in their column. Darren Doherty goes top shelf, the first of his 2 tallies, 1-1. Then just a minute later, the Hobart goalie will be out of position, and Mikey Tarantino wraparound style, the first of his 2 goals. Tigers win, 2 empty netters, 6-3 Tigers. We go to soccer news. Former Rhino and A-League goalie of the year Scott Vallow has signed a contract with MLS Colorado. We'll have hoops and golf news when the Friday Extra comes right back.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Value City Furniture.
The selection and savings are yours during the 18-hour sale at Value City Furniture.
Save $700 on this Italian leather sofa and love seat, now just $9.99.
Or enjoy this Italian-made bedroom. Pay just $349 for the headboard and 2 nightstands, the dresser and mirror, or the armoire.
Or save over half on this all-leather recliner and ottoman, only $99.
Big selection, big savings, and 6 months same as cash.
The 18-hour sale through Sunday at Value City Furniture.
You just can't do any better.
Get to the GMC Power Drive at your GMC dealer and get 0% APR or $2,500 cash back on a new redesigned Sierra. Engineered to be the most powerful line of pickups in the world with up to 340 available horsepower. The power of GMC can be yours with the power of 0% APR or $2,500 cash back on a new redesigned 2003 GMC Sierra. Upgrade to professional grade during Power Drive. See the pros at your Rochester area GMC dealers.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, talk with Celino and Barnes.
One of the things that I most enjoy about being a lawyer
is helping clients in their time of need, fighting to ensure that they receive the compensation they rightfully deserve.
For us, it's about fairness. It's about justice. Although nobody can make up for your loss and suffering, our courtroom successes are proof that we go the extra mile to obtain the largest possible settlement.
Salino and Barnes, 454-2020.
Hi, I'm Bill Nojay, volunteer chairman at Your RTS. Recently, we've done everything from putting children's books on buses and expanding service for seniors to sharing a new vision for our downtown. Today, our focus is jobs, creating them with our new transit center, getting you to them for less money, and making it easier to find them. When it comes to growing our local economy, we see the big picture, and we'll be here to take you there.
It's so big, it's monumental. It's our monumental President's Sale at the all-new Marina Dodge. Like a 2003 Dodge Caravan, just $234 a month, or a 2003 Dodge Dakota, just $174 a month. We got a monumental selection to choose from, all with monumental savings. Plus 0% for 60 months and 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. All this means you get the most monumental savings in the area at Marina Dodge. Now through Monday only, our monumental President's Sale only at the all-new Marina Dodge, 943 Ridge Road in Webster.
Good to see you back. Walt Clyde Frazier, Willis Reed, Bill Bradley, and Bernard King. New York Nick greats all. And tonight, the big fella Patrick Ewing will join them in the pantheon of Madison Square Garden lore. To the world's most famous sporting arena, Ewing headlining a star-studded affair, MJ on hand to congratulate the only player in NBA history to score 20,000 points and corral 10,000 rebounds for the same team. McQuaid head coach and Ewing's former coach of the Knicks, Jeff Van Gundy, on hand, a proud onlooker. Ewing's night, however, would be ruined as Tracy McGrady led a magic rally in the second half. A gorgeous move to the hoop and the foul. Right now, Orlando leads late, 87-83. College hoops, a big Empire 8 showdown as Ithaca traveled to Nez. The Golden Flyers were flying high early. Lawrence Maroney, Spinderella, and fadeaway for two. Then Jimmy Evans with the rainmaker deep three. Nez was simply unstoppable in the first 5 minutes. Screen roll, Franz Zablocki with a kiss. 18 of the first 20 points. The Flyers hang on, 59-53. Up East Ave, Robbie Korniker and Fisher thirsting a 12th straight victory tonight against Hartwick. First half, the Hawks out quickly off the loose ball. Mike Guzalek for three. Hartwick goosing Fisher up four, but Fisher answered back. Batavia Notre Dame's Mike McGee with a baseline tray, and it will be capped when Matt Morley got the steal. And the punch down, 6'4", Woody Harrelson, white man can jump. Fisher wins 61-57 there in the NCAA tournament. Final stop, RIT. The Tigers taking on Elmira. That would be the final, 80-67, but as promised, here are the highlights. First half, Sean Murphy, the deep left wing three, RIT up by three. Elmira on the break, Travis Wilder ahead to Corin Jackson. Eagles led by 5, but again behind Murphy, RIT goes on to a 13-point victory. High school, 2 small school sectional finals to report. Genesee Valley 20 points better than Canisteo. And Lima Christian gets 16 from Jesse Tate-Sworth in their 4-point victory over Jasper Troopsburg. Final stop, La Costa, Accenture match play round of 16. And Tiger Woods took Stephen Leaney out behind the woodshed. How about the chip-in birdie behind number 6? It's a 5 through 6 holes. Then beached on number 11. I wish I was on a beach right about now in the end of February. How about an 8-6 victory over Stephen Leaney? He'll face Scott Hoke next. Jerry Kelly defeated Phil Mickelson 3-2. And that's sports.
For now.
For now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, you said white men can jump, but Sherman can't. I just want to point that out.
2 of them.
Thanks for clearing that up. Fox Night Flight's coming up next.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Let's see. President's Week. Washington, Lincoln, leadership, dependability. Uh-oh. Is that snow? Hello. We better extend Toyota's President's Week Corolla and Matrix specials. Grab your snowshoes and get in here for a 1.9% APR or a $169 a month lease on Corolla or Matrix. $169 a month, 39 months, $24.21 at signing plus taxes and fees. Or 1.9%. No lie. The rates have never been lower. So get moving, people. Good news. This event has been extended, but only through Monday.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, talk with Salino and Barnes.
One of the things that I most enjoy about being a lawyer is helping clients in their time of need, fighting to ensure that they receive the compensation they rightfully deserve.
For us, it's about fairness. It's about justice. Although nobody can make up for your loss and suffering, our courtroom successes are proof that we go the extra mile to obtain the largest possible settlement.
Salino and Barnes, 454-2020.
We're talking with Bob Barefoot, author of Death by Diet and the Calcium Factor. Is everyone calcium deficient?
By the time the average American's 35, he has more calcium going out of his body and into the body, and that's when it starts. By the time he's 60, about 98% are totally calcium deficient. The real key with calcium is it does not want to absorb in the human body. But you know, there is a substance out there where you get 100% absorption. And America hasn't heard about oral calcium. You just can't believe the miracle of calcium because you're a calcium critter. You're more calcium in your body than all the other minerals put together.
What is a good form of calcium?
We say, do what the Okinawans are doing. They're getting 100%, and we see with just 3 little capsules a day, absolutely miraculous.
You think that's one of the
results.
best forms of calcium to consume?
It's the best absorbable. You not only get the calcium, magnesium, and 70 other trace metals, you get marine microbes. Coral calcium will become the nutrient of the 21st century, I guarantee you.
Call the number on that screen. This is important for your health.
All right, here's some good news for you. Only about 3 weeks till spring. Will it feel like spring, though?
Probably not. Probably not. Let's check in with the night flight with my girl, meteorologist Elizabeth Hart.
Hey guys, we're going to head back to the Midwest and talk snow. A little bit of light snow coming down in eastern portions of the Cornhusker State, spilling into Iowa, and mixing in with a bit of rain in portions of Missouri. We also have some snow showers in the Chicagoland area, stretching across southern portions of Lake Michigan and starting to push towards Detroit. Not quite making it there yet. You get into the Appalachians, a couple of rain showers lingering there, and they may have a little bit of freezing rain in southwestern portions of Pennsylvania and through the Maryland Panhandle. But as you can see, primarily the northeast, looking at fairly quiet conditions right now. We are looking at a couple of things developing over the next 24 hours. One is yet another area of low pressure that has some Gulf moisture. Will move across the Appalachians and bring some rain, it looks like, to the big cities along the East Coast. The second is a cold front that's coming down from Canada. It does have a very limited moisture supply, but I think it's going to be enough. It will provide just enough uplift that we will most likely see a few snow showers in here tomorrow afternoon. Now, the front's going to take its sweet time edging on through, but as it pulls out Sunday into Monday, it is going to be cold in here once again. We've had a little bit of a respite from the extreme cold, but we are going to be back down into the deep freeze through the day on Monday. Low about 22 degrees tonight, mostly cloudy conditions, light and variable winds, and because there won't be much to stir up the atmosphere, there's a fair chance that we will see at least some patchy fog developing overnight tonight. During the day tomorrow, we'll start off with mostly cloudy conditions, and then by early afternoon, we'll be looking for that chance of snowfall in here. Afternoon high, 38 degrees, light and variable winds continue. And then here we go. Sunday, temperatures stay relatively moderate. We have a chance of snow through the day. And then again, here comes another Arctic blast, a high of 10 degrees on Monday. Overnight lows at least down to 0. We could have some sub-zero readings in here. And then as we work towards Tuesday, thankfully, things moderate pretty quickly. And you know what? We're going to be back into the mid and upper 30s, close to 40 degrees by the end of the next work week. Back to you guys.
All right, now here's a look at what's being worked on for tomorrow's 10 o'clock news. A group that calls itself the Raging Grannies plans to stake out the public market tomorrow, bringing along their anti-war message. Plus, a local congressman is calling for tax breaks for the military. Those stories and more tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And as many of you know, this is our last night on Fox Rochester, and I just want to say I've loved working here, love this city, I love Sherman, I'm going to miss everybody, but time to move back down to New York.
Yes, and I love Christine. Of course, we'll still see each other because we're buddies. So, but you know, it's been a long run here for me, 5 years.
From the start.
From the start when we started here, and it's time to go. And I've enjoyed being a part of this community for 5 years, going on 6 years, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. And we thank you so much for watching.
And for the emails and all the goodbyes.
Yes,
it was
we've got
sweet.
several emails. So again, thank you guys so very much for supporting the 10 o'clock news.
Good night.
Good night.